A person born in the United States is and will continue to be a U.S. citizen. Today, the Supreme Court rejected President Trump's efforts to limit citizenship if a newborn's parents are not citizens.
It was a 6-3 ruling with Chief Justice John Roberts and fellow conservatives, Justice Amy Coney Barrett and Justice Brett Kavanaugh, joining the 3 liberals. In the end, the court focused on the text of the 14th Amendment, which says, quote, all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States.
Chief Justice Roberts wrote the majority opinion, saying in part, if Congress intended to limit American citizenship to the children of those domiciled in the United States, nothing in the succinct language of the Citizenship Clause conveyed that design.
News 4's Mauricio Casillas is live outside the court tonight. Mauricio, this is a consequential ruling, and there's plenty of reaction, including from the president himself.
Yeah, Erica and An, there has been a lot of reaction. Different immigrant rights and advocacy groups out here outside the Supreme Court are celebrating this, calling it a major blow to President Trump's agenda. The president himself saying the fight over this issue is far from over, and he's calling on Congress now to pass legislation that would end birthright citizenship.
When immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back.
A rally outside the steps of the Supreme Court. Advocates celebrating the ruling, calling it a major victory. But many also question why the issue even made it all the way to the nation's highest court.
We stand in pause and reflection because, yes, we won, but we won a fight we never had to fight.
This is something the Supreme Court should have rejected out of hand. This is so obvious. It should have been a 9-0 decision. And the fact that it wasn't says something about the fact that we need to fight.
We're the only country in the world that does this with birthright, as you know.
That was President Trump after he signed the executive order on the first day of his second term that restricted citizenship to anyone born in the U.S. who has at least one parent who is a citizen or a permanent resident. Today, in a post on Truth Social, the president said he was disappointed by the decision and called for Congress to start working on ending birthright citizenship. The ruling also highlighted a divide among the justices. Writing for the majority, Chief Justice John Roberts wrote, quote, citizenship then and now is the right to have rights to freely participate in our political community. The framers of the 14th Amendment extended that promise to every freeborn person in this land. We keep that promise today, end quote. In his dissent, Justice Samuel Alito argued, quote, the court's interpretation saddles this country with an ancient British rule that even the United Kingdom has abandoned, as have other countries whose legal systems share the same pedigree. The court's interpretation preserves a powerful incentive to enter or remain in this country illegally, end quote. And while advocates outside the High Court are celebrating today's ruling, they say it does little to ease their concerns about the Trump administration's broader immigration agenda.
When you start chipping at who belongs, at the end of the day, none of us end up belonging, right? And that's really, in our view, what's happening here.
It's important to note that even though that executive order was signed by President Trump on the first day of his second term, it never actually went into effect because it was struck down by several lower courts. Reporting outside the Supreme Court, Mauricio Casillas, News 4.
Mauricio, thank you.